T-Rex. And I'm your host, T-Rex. And it's time to bring the crew in. Let's see who's going to pop up first. He is in Christmas attire. I got a little Christmas shirt on. Yeah. Hey, there's Cheryl. How you doing, Cheryl? Say hello to everyone.
Merry, Merry Christmas, T Rex, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Outstanding. Who is
Mhm.
our next Santa showing up? Whoa, it's Drea. Hey, Drea.
Hey, family. Merry Christmas.
Okay. We got some more presents to be open. Who is it going to be this time? It's like a surprise. Let's see. Whoa, it's Darla. Hey, Darla, how you doing?
Hey T Rex,
Okay,
and happy holidays
it's
to the
like it's,
people.
it's like opening Christmas gift. Hey, Verge, you showed up, man. It's like Christmas gift. So you just pop open.
Hey, it's good to be here. It's good to see everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Whoa, JP, what up? What's up? How
Merry Christmas, everyone.
you? Okay,
Good to see everyone.
okay. All right. Well, we got the whole crew on board, except for I don't see JP. He disappeared off the screen. There you go. Hey, so tonight we're going to talk about what Christmas means to you. Basically, it's what it means to you. So we're gonna enough time to talk. All we're gonna do is if I interrupt you, I'm not being rude. I'm just gonna try to get the station break or switch it over to another person. So without that ado, since Andrea is in the big screen, we're gonna pull up Andrea. Andrea, please explain to us what Christmas means to you.
I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I put up my tree the day after Thanksgiving. I got lights. I buy everybody gifts. I love Christmas. I love being with my family, my sister, my mom. I have to be in the bed, by 9 o'clock because Santa's gonna come. So I love Christmas.
So you have to be. So do you just be in your Christmas PJs and be
I do.
already with your little hat on? You be ready?
Yep, and I wait for Black Santa to
Wow.
bring himself. So I'm ready. I make cookies and
Now
everything.
that might be a problem. Some black dude coming into your apartment or your house.
Who ain't
We
your
ain't getting no
man?
vagina. I'm just saying for a friend.
That's between me and my Black Santa, okay?
I'm texting your guy.
I agree with you.
Mind
We
your
don't need to know.
business.
We don't-
It's Christmas.
Christmas.
I just want to make sure that you want it.
Exactly.
All right, JP, please explain us what Christmas means to you.
A couple of things. One, growing up in New York, Christmas was special. Just the whole Rockefeller Center, Rockettes,
Nice.
the tree going up and everything. So the whole season was very special. It's being cold outside and smelling chestnuts and all of that. But my family, my mother and my mother's side of the family is very religious, so we actually didn't celebrate Christmas. My mother chose to give me gifts at New Year's, so New Year's Eve was like my Christmas Eve. So I had other cousins that were my age in the family. I'd go over their house Christmas Eve, tear up their toys, and they come over my house New Year's Eve, and tear up my toys. So we actually had a nice little 2 week
Christmas.
span of new things to tear up. So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about it.
Now because they tear up everybody's toys while they tear up your toys. That's perfect.
That's it.
All right, Miss Darla, you next in line. Don't do everything but little man's shoes you put on his feet. Your little four-legged child, you put them dog shoes on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yes, I have an adorable little Yorkie. His name is Charlie Murphy. I did not name him, but Charlie already got. Yeah, I got him when
Yeah,
he
they had
was
named
already
Charlie
about
Murphy.
4 years old. 4 years old. So Charlie did get some a coat and some shoes. Swore I would never ever buy a dog shoes, but I bought him some shoes, and he was not happy about that, not in the slightest. And so I thought he was going to talk at one moment because he was so unhappy about part of his Christmas present. But
Was too.
Christmas, he was mad. I put the videos on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook because they were hilarious, and he had a lot of views within a couple of hours because it's so hilarious. But for me, Christmas, yeah, it's about presents and all those things. I was raised in a Christian household, so I was taught to believe that Christmas was the time of year that we celebrate Christ, the birth of Christ, and all the Jesus is the reason for the season. As I got older and researched these kinds of things, I found out that Christ may not have even been born at this time of year, but more so later in or earlier in the new year. So that's a whole nother topic, but it's come to mean a lot about family and togetherness and a season of generosity and a positive spirit. Charlie has joined me. Do you want to say Merry Christmas to the people?
Does he got his shoes
I'm
on?
always right next to him. Yeah. Charlie
No, he took them off. Yeah, he took his
doesn't
shoes
have
off.
on his Christmas sweater. I released him from his challenges.
Oh,
But
what's
this
up,
is my
Charlie
little-
Murphy?
This is my little guy. Yes.
So
Yeah, say
sweet.
hi, Merry
Aw.
Christmas to Charlie Murphy.
So
All
sweet.
right, so that's my whole Christmas.
Hey, Charlie
Bye.
Murphy.
Bye to the people.
All right, bye. All right, darling. Thank you, and wonderful guests that you brought on with us. All right, Big Verge, explain to us what Christmas means to you.
Am I on? Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
so-
on. It's your turn, Verge.
All right, so let's be honest. I like to be honest every now and then. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt somebody's feelings. When I was younger, Christmas was everything. Christmas was, I grew out, I was raised back in the day. You get a fresh pair of Timbs, Air Force Ones. It was all those things and more. But as I got older, I realized my bank account gets a little bit light. And if you see me on baseline shaking the tail feather, don't judge me because I got to pay for these Christmas gifts. And it seems as my kids get older, the
Which
more
corner?
money they
You got
want.
an OnlyFans
Which
page?
corner you on?
Hey, on baseline and Highland.
Oh, I
For the
thank
simple
you.
for the simple fact that when Christmas come around, all I hear is like swiping, just making it rain. Exactly, Cheryl. Just making it rain. It's like, when does it stop? It doesn't stop until the new year. So Christmas means money to me, but good times nonetheless.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. All right, Cheryl, let's hear about some Chicago winners. Tell us about your Christmas.
Well, my earliest memories of Christmas are in Chicago, but the ones that stand out the most are when my sisters were little, and I'm so much older than them, watching them open their gifts, and me and my parents are drinking coffee and just seeing how happy they were and thinking that Santa was still real. Those are the things that I remember most and love the most about Christmas. Christmas has changed, we don't live in the state as our parents anymore. And now I have a beautiful nephew, so it's changed in a lot of ways. Beautiful time of year because, we're all together, we're still here, So I'm just grateful for another Christmas.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I have like two Christmases like everybody else. Mine was first like when I was young. We lived in it and I didn't realize I was poor. So my first Christmas that I really remember was getting that that I always wanted. And it was amazing. But as I got older, and even up to this day right now, Christmas mean to me is family. And not just the family that you see, that you miss around this time. So, if you're still blessed to have everybody, don't let a Christmas or a holiday, don't let a day go by. But for me, Christmas is, I'm not blessed to have my elderly ones with me. So I really miss them around this time. I used to always come out and look at her great grandkids, and she enjoyed it. But that's Christmas for me. And Verge was 100% correct. When they was little, Christmas is all about money. That money. So I'll be across the street on handicap corner from you, Verge, trying to get my money back.
Yeah, baby.
You're gonna be sitting down, and Virgil gonna be shaking the tail feather. We got it.
Yeah, that's right. They better have look. Quarter nickels. And not no ones, at least some fives.
Facts. If they
Like
can do it
coming
in
to
Vegas,
America, the kind that folds.
That's what I'm talking
listen,
about.
they can do it in Vegas, we can do it in Cali.
No change.
So
No change.
the biggest question is, did you get what you just say? Everybody can chime in when you're ready. Did you get what you wanted? The first Christmas you remember, did you get what you really wanted? Did you get that?
I
Hot Wheels
did. I
set?
was into
That
Barbie.
Black Barbie just came
real
out.
heavy. I was into Barbie real heavy. So I remember the year I got a Barbie dream house, the one that had 3 stories. Oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. She had like, I had like the whole thing going on. That's the first thing I can really remember that was like big.
That's the first thing you remember. Ooh,
Y'all remember
that is
service
just
merchandise?
chime in. Go ahead, Darla. Tell us about your first Christmas that you remember.
So I don't remember my first Christmas, but my dad, he's passed away some 20 years now, but he took great pride in his kids, and he just loved to give us gifts. That was definitely the way he showed love. It was his love language. And I'm the youngest by far. I'm 6 years from the next one and 13 years from the oldest. So Christmas for me always because I'm the pumpkin. They still call me the pumpkin, even though not little anymore. And even at my dad's funeral, my brother spoke very well. And he talked about how my dad bought us all our first cars, except for me. I was the only one he didn't buy a car for. And he was like, but don't feel bad for Darla, because we'd all open our presents and then be out playing and doing whatever. And Darla, it's lunchtime. Darla's still opening her present. What I remember is that, it was kind of, my dad was very generous. And it wasn't that we had to get gifts, but I always did get probably the one thing that I really wanted. And my parents made a big deal of Christmas, especially my father.
Amazing.
That's sweet. That's sweet, Darla.
Andrea, spill your guts, girl, because you know we can collect it. She'll tell us.
Please don't call her. Please don't. I remember my sister and I, we got everything the same. So if I got it in pink, she got it in red, everything always exactly the same. There's 2 of everything under the tree. But I remember us getting big wheels. We had matching big wheels when we were growing up. We ran them big wheels into the ground. They were Cabbage Patch big wheels.
Okay.
So,
all right.
You ran them in the ground. Did y'all hit each other?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That was probably like my earliest memory of like getting something was like the Cabbage Patch big wheels, and then we got bicycles. And then every kid in the neighborhood, because there was only kids on my street growing up, every kid in the neighborhood got bikes like the same Christmas. So everybody was out, on the street riding bikes like around noon o'clock because it doesn't rain or anything in Southern California on Christmas Day. So we had a fabulous time. It was a good time growing up with Christmas.
All right, good, pretty good. All right, there, Mr. Florida. Was you surfing on Christmas? What was you doing? On Christmas?
For me, it was. I remember service merchandise and consumers, those catalog books, and I would circle everything I wanted, and got absolutely none of those. But I got some. I did get nice gifts, but.
Got some gifts.
Anything I circled, I think it was the opposite. I got the thing next to it or something. I got what I wanted.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Wanted.
Right.
They got you what
they got you what you wanted, but they thought you wanted.
Right.
I'm gonna take a quick station break.
I saw my kids do that.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about kids in a minute. Don't go nowhere. Everybody tuning TV, the network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. You're watching Out of Bounds with me and the crew. Here we go. All right, you was talking about some what?
JP just reminded me.
You said something before I went to.
My kids doing that. My kids sitting. I remember walking into the family room and them sitting watching commercials with a notebook, writing down, watching the commercials, Saturday morning cartoons, and making their Christmas lists. And I'm like, who taught them that? They were like too sure to write it all. That's funny.
Oh God. Well, as an adult, we'll go to that one too. This one I was like, the thing I remember most about Christmas with my kids was those doggone 1, 2, 3 bites. And I'm old school, so probably when I say this, you probably laugh about your dad. I only, had a hammer, a screwdriver, and a wrench. And so I'm trying to put these toys together with a hammer. Man, you talk about being frustrated. And then again, I am a black man. We don't read directions. So I had to put them together, not just 1 or 5 times because I didn't read the directions. So my next question to everybody is, when you put your gifts together for people, nephews or your own children or so forth, nieces, whatever, cousins, did you read directions? I don't read directions up to the day. So, Vert, since you look like you can build stuff, tell us what you do.
He got a face? Like, how you get this?
Like how? Like
no,
how
you
get
didn't.
me? I'm the builder. You know what I'm saying?
Verge the builder.
Right. Hey, not at all, man. I shoot from the hip. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I shoot from the hip. If I can't do it, somebody else will. You know what I'm saying? Another family will. Listen. I don't believe stressing out putting up toys. Toys nowadays are too complicated when you're trying to put them together. You know what I'm saying? And people always say, "Oh, it's the experience with your kid." Listen, trust me, my kids have more than one experience with their father. I don't need to show them how to build a Lego house.
Basically, what you go to the store that you bought it from, and you pick it up already together.
Facts. That's why isn't that why we got college educations?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I got a college education.
It took me a while. I was still in that stone age with screwdrivers. It took me a minute.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this.
All right. So, who's next got kids?
Verge was saying something to you, Terry.
What did you do, Darla? Did you put them together?
No, when my kids got big enough, they did it. Natalie, I call her my AV guy because she likes to read directions and put stuff together, but they're grown, so
oh, well,
I don't have to worry about it anymore.
That's how. P, you got any kids or nephews or nieces you work with?
Yeah, I read the instructions. The problem is there's always a screw missing at the end. You have an extra screw.
Or extra one, huh?
An extra one or one missing, and you're like, okay, I went through these instructions. What is going on here? And if it's something that they have to sit on or something, you just hope it just stays. You're like, I hope it lasts. Well, you can do it.
Or when it breaks, is it in a safe area?
Yeah, you hope so. You hope these breaks work.
Yeah. All right, Cheryl, you tell us what you do.
Oh, I don't put nothing together. No, no. My nephew just turned 4, and we're not at the stage of really putting a lot of things together yet. He loves cars; they come ready, so we're good right now. We good. You ain't got to worry about it. Yeah, and I don't. These hands don't build. By the time you get a bit,
all you gotta do is put back. Yep.
These hands don't build. So.
All right, Andrea, we're not going to go to you because we know you ain't got no nieces and nephews, but we're going to ask you one question. Then we'll go back to everybody else. What was your favorite gift and all your Christmases that you got?
I got a MacBook for Christmas about 4 years ago. I wasn't purchasing it, so I put it on my Christmas list.
Yeah. Black Santa?
I'm not spending that kind of money on a computer.
Black Santa?
Drea, Black Santa?
Black Santa.
Black Santa. So we know about that. She was in her pajamas and that strange man came and he got her in pajamas. All right. I ain't gonna say more.
He wasn't strange.
These pajamas. I see these pajamas.
It's the lack of pajamas, okay?
I want to know what cookies was you giving out.
This show done took a turn.
The ones Virgil was talking about that day.
I want that recipe. Shoot.
Oh Lord!
Cheryl need
All
a
right,
new
Cheryl. What
MacBook.
was your favorite gift?
Wow.
What was your
Ugh.
favorite gift, Cheryl?
As when I was a child, I guess, or even
Period.
now. I don't know.
Anytime.
Let's see. Wow.
Except for that guy jumping out of the cake last Christmas. We won't count that.
I'll take another helping of that. That's the best gift of all. Just you know what, my parents have started, they don't give us gifts anymore. They write checks. So probably the most the check I think that meant the most to me was the Christmas when I was almost in escrow for my home, and they wrote me a check. And I think that check meant the most because that helped me close the deal. So
Okay.
just the thought and their generosity, thinking of me at that time and just really being in my corner. That probably was the best gift ever because that helped me be where I am right now.
Nice.
You are.
That's-
That's what parents is for. But I want you to keep that on the down low. I don't want my kids to hear about it.
Oh,
I ain't
sorry.
writing them gifts for no- I ain't writing checks for escrow. Four of mine right now. One check. All right,
If your
all right,
parents,
JP.
if your
what-
parents
what-
need a son,
what
I'm
was your
here.
favorite gift?
I'm here. I'm here. I'll be a good son.
I'll let them know.
Okay, JP, what was your favorite Christmas gift?
The one that the first thing that came to mind was one year. Like I said, whatever my list was, normally I wouldn't get anything on it. But one year, my mother surprised me with a pair of Timbs. Like, and she had, what I found out was she had consulted my cousin and my uncle. So they got it because they knew exactly what I wanted. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, like, wow, this is crazy. So yeah, that one really stuck out.
Did you get it on New Year's Eve?
Good. You didn't expect to get
Yes.
New Year's Eve? Okay, I was just wondering,
Yep.
did he get it on New Year's Eve or Christmas? Okay.
Yep.
that. New Year's
Yep.
New-
That was,
New Year's Eve.
mhm,
All right,
mhm.
Marla. As long as you say them socks, some dog shoes. What else did you? What best gift you got for Christmas ever? And no
so
cakes. No cakes.
I'm not a big, even though I like nice things, I do like nice things. But I think I can't think of an actual gift that someone gave me that was the best. But almost 4 years ago on Christmas Eve, I got my first grandbaby. And so that's probably
Oh, wow.
the best gift I've ever gotten. His name is Alexander. And Alexander is the cutest little grandson. And then Halloween this year, I got, my granddaughter. So we've been talking about that in the past. So I told them to have their kids on holidays. Because apparently they talk about wanting 2 more. But my baby girl gave me my first grandchild on Christmas.
Nice.
Beautiful.
By far the best.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's
Well, who
awesome.
did we miss? Virgil, did you tell us what you got on your first favorite Christmas?
No, not at all. But
What you?
I was scared to talk. Yeah, me scared to talk.
No. 65302. You scared to talk?
Like-
Okay.
You know what, man? To be honest, man, being a veteran, when 9/11 happened, I was deployed that entire year. So being in that type of high stressful situation, shoot, you ask for the small things, and being able to come home was one of them for me. And I was able to come home and be on the show, so I appreciate it.
Nice.
And we're
Yeah,
happy you're
I'm
here,
appreciating
Virgil.
that you're here, brother.
Right.
Appreciate you.
Hey,
Well,
Man.
the next question we're gonna have is, what's your best memory? That's not your gift, your best memory. Mine was from California, back to my mom's house, and my grandma was there, and that was the first time that we had 4 generations in a house at one time, and that was amazing. That was amazing. So we had 4 generations. My grandma, all my brothers was there, and my sister-in-laws and all my little nieces and nephews. The house was packed, because everybody on the floor. Some good Christmas for everybody. It was a really good Christmas for me. So tell me, what was your best memory of Christmas? Let's talk with JP, because we know JP's Christmas was New Year's Eve. So JP, how did you bring the New Year's Eve? That's what I'm gonna ask you. How did you
How
do
I
New
miss
Year's
New
Eve?
Year's. No, I think one of my favorites was one year. You know, it's the snow. It's the whole snow effect. So, you know, being in New York and it's super cold day and it snowed one night, and you know, so it's that whole effect of coming home and it's snowing, and you know, it was like, man, this is like a real Christmas. Now, you know, being on
Wow.
task to shovel it the next day wasn't cool, but Christmas Eve was great.
Christmas Eve was great. All right. So since you 11, what was your most memorable moment?
You know,
as a Christmas?
I've been blessed to have some outstanding Christmases. I can't even name a favorite, but I would say sentimental value was when we still lived in Chicago and we would go to both of my grandmother's house. Both of them, my grandma Emma, which is my dad's mom, and I just call my mom's mom grandma. And just being able to go to both of their homes and spend time with them as a child. This is before my sisters were born. That's probably a memory I'll always cherish because they are both now deceased. So I can't remember anything specific, you know, about those visits, but I just remember being with them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're gone. So now they're our ancestors. So I just appreciate that.
That's it. All right, Drea. What was yours?
Mine is, my parents are from Louisiana. So when I was growing up, we used to go to Shreveport for a lot of Christmases. So my mom is one of 7. So all of her siblings have children. So we would all meet at my grandparents' house for Christmas Day. And you should have seen all the gifts under the tree. Every single grandchild had at least 2 gifts under the tree. And it just exploded all through the living room floor because the house was small. The living room was tiny. So that was my best Christmas memories, are just being in Louisiana with all of my cousins on my mom's side.
It's the best.
Whoa. All right, Big Verge. Not talking about putting toys together. What was your most memorable Christmas? What did you already tell us when you got to come home?
That was it. But being able to, my first son, who's now 16 and he don't want nothing to do with me because he's smelling himself. Being able to get him the toys that he wanted. I think it was around his not second birthday. It had to be around his 5th birthday. 5th Christmas. And he was 5 years old. And I don't know if I remember Transformers, but I had got him I done dropped ridiculous money on all these little Transformer figurines, and I set them up. And when he walked in the room, his eyes, he almost passed out. He just went crazy. That was definitely one of the good memories.
Yeah, I wish we had video then.
Right.
Oh yeah. What we had the little flash cams. What you got there for us, darling? Did we already get you? Oh, we got you. We ain't got you yet. What you get? What's your best memory, darling? Minus nothing can top your grandbaby being born.
Right, for real. Yeah, and he's so precious. He's a good boy. He's so sweet. And my family used to. We don't do this so much anymore now that everybody's gotten older. The kids are older. But we used to go to the movies all the time on Christmas. And I remember one year we went and saw, what was that movie with Chris Brown and all the people? I think it was This Christmas.
This Christmas.
This Christmas.
That was one of the funnest ones. We used to do this regularly, but I remember us all going into the movies, and we didn't sit like straight across. We kind of stacked, and we were kind of behind in front of all of us were there. And we went after. We always have early dinner for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We always eat by, like 1:00, and then we went to the movies afterward. I would think that was probably one of my favorite Christmases, when the whole family kind of got together, and then we enjoyed that movie.
Man, awesome. But I want to say one thing. It's wonderful to share your memories with you from Christmas. And I'm blessed to be here. And I'm blessed to have people like you that can share your Christmases. So with that being said, we don't have to check them out on New Year's, everybody. New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whichever day we're going to air. And I'm going to say thank you for tuning to TAN TV, the African American Network, We have a local feel with a global reach. I'm T-Rex, and we're signing out for Out of Bounds. Me and my crew, Darla, JP, Andrea, Cheryl, and the big man himself, Verge. Everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
I'm waiting for the record.